r/entitled parents episode 4. EP's attempts to get rid of a family ends up without cupcakes. So this just happened. Sorry for my English and the formatting. So here I am on a famous U that sells cupcakes and it's near close time. I'm in the line to buy the stuff and in front of me is a family of black people. Em and Ed, and right back of me. So the Em and Ed start to offend the black family to the point that they leave without buying anything. When it's my time to get my stuff, I go near the register. Because of COVID we were separated. And overhear Em telling EP that their kid would like the chocolate cupcakes. Me being a B** that just wanted a mini cupcake because I'm on a diet. And to get revenge for the other family that was outside the store. By this time the kids had started crying. Buy all the cupcakes that were available. All the 15 normal size and the 30 mini size. And leave. The best part was the face of D family when I gave the cupcakes that the kids wanted to them. So right now I have 40 cupcakes. And I am proud. Sorry I do not have the dialogue between the EPs and the other family, but I was with earbuds. FYI, I ended up giving the cupcakes to a school near my house. Edit. Spelling. Entitled parent calls me a junkie and tries to steal my life-saving medication. Hey guys, long-time lurker, first-time poster. Just for reference, this just happened yesterday. I was on the bus heading home from the drugstore after re-upping my prescription. A bit of backstory. I am unfortunate enough to be HIV positive, and because of this, I have to take antiretroviral drugs every day, otherwise the virus will damage my immune system. Further, because of what's been going on recently in this country, I've mainly been working from home. As a result, I have really fallen off when it comes to my appearance. On this particular day, I just had on some really baggy sweatpants and a janky-ass hoodie, so I guess I could see how from a certain perspective I could look a little homeless. After a couple minutes on the bus, I noticed this little kid staring at me, and I guess my appearance might have frightened him, but as a person of color, I'm used to getting a couple of odd glances, so I just went back to minding my own business. At this point, I started to take my medication while on the bus, mainly because I didn't want to forget later. While this was happening, I got a sharp reminder that people were watching. Cue entitled parent of scared kid screaming at me, "How dare you, do people have no shame?" I was shocked that all I could say was what? Entitled parent continues by yelling, "What do you mean what? Who do you think you are? Stop popping pills in front of my kid. In a public place, you filthy junkie." At this point I started getting mad. I held up the bottle and tried to explain that it wasn't what she thought it was. But before I could finish explaining, she tries to snatch the bottle while shrieking about how I am a leech to society and how if I was raised right and had real parents I wouldn't be a disgusting addict. That last one really made me pretty mad because both my parents worked really hard and are both wonderful people, so I kinda lost it. What the beep? What do you know about parenting? The day your kid moves out will be the happiest day of his life. By now, she'd completely forgotten about the drugs, and straight up just launched herself at me on some Superman shit and started clawing at my face. So boom. At this point entitled parent and I had the attention of pretty much the entire bus, including the bus driver. Luckily we soon came to a stop and the bus driver helped remove her and her kid from the bus. But not before yelling some questionable stuff on her way out. Entitled to my child's diapers. This happened around 5 years ago and it still irks me to this day. So I thought I'd share. When I was pregnant with my first son, my family and friends created this cool scheme without my knowledge to get us so many diapers, all different sizes, so we wouldn't have to buy diapers for our son for a long time. Their plot went so well at my baby shower there was 3 huge stacks of diapers. and it took my husband 2 trips to bring them home. We didn't have to buy diapers for my son till he was 2. It was a very sweet, expensive, and thoughtful gift that saved us so much money. Now enter the entitled woman I'm calling Diaper Beggar or DB. So as my husband and I are unloading all of our diapers, and it's taking forever because it's a lot, I noticed a car that slowed down and heard a window roll down. I look over and see a woman in the driver's seat. DB, what are you going to do with all those diapers? Me, use them, I gestured to my pregnant belly. DB, you're not going to use all of those, let me have some. Me, no, and go away. This was a gift from friends and family at my baby shower. If you need diapers, go to Walmart or a grocery store. DB, so you got them for free and you won't give me any. What does it matter to you? They were free. At that time my husband came outside to get more boxes of diapers and bring them in the house, and he saw the lady, stopped and asked me, "What's going on?" Quote, me, "This lady is begging us for diapers and I told her to get lost." I guess she was either insulted or felt outnumbered because she drove off. My husband and I had a bit of a laugh about the diaper beggar. To this day it bothers me that there are people out there that find this behavior acceptable. Entitled Mom demands I use a non-accessible seat on the bus. Some quick background. I had a tumor on my spine a few years ago. Luckily it was removed and I'm pretty healthy overall now. But not so luckily I can't walk anymore. Into meeting the entitled mom. Last week, I had a doctor's appointment as a follow-up to some issues I'd been having. Normally my parents would take me to the doctor, but they were pretty busy, so I figured I'd take the bus. Luckily my city overall has a very accessible bus system. They also have specific buses meant to assist people with disabilities. But my route from the house to the doctor's office aligned pretty much perfectly with one of the normal bus routes, so I figured I'd just use it. All the normal buses are equipped with wheelchair ramps and a place to secure it. When there isn't a wheelchair user on the bus, there are seats over the area that's used to secure a wheelchair. I can't be anywhere else as it's a safety hazard to have a large metal chair wheeling around haphazardly, so the driver lowers the ramp, and I board the bus. Due to COVID, the bus was pretty empty. During this whole thing I was wearing a mask and I also got tested last week, so don't worry about my contact with the driver. There were a few people in the back, and a woman with her child, who's probably about 6, seated at the front over the wheelchair securement area, which is fine. The area has a notice saying people with disabilities have priority seating, but the general public can use it if nobody else needs to. Normally it would be a simple, "Hey, could you please move? I need to secure my wheelchair," but not this time. The conversation isn't exact because my memory isn't perfect. But here's my best recreation of the encounter. I stayed quiet for most of it. Luckily the bus driver was absolutely amazing and stood up for me. Bus driver, "Hey, could you move?" To Em and daughter. Em, "No, my daughter and I are sitting here." Quote, "Bus driver, you need to move to another seat so I can secure the passengers' wheelchair." Em, "They can sit somewhere else." Quote, "Bus driver, no, that's the only area with proper securement." Quote, "Em, they can just take the next bus." Quote, "Bus driver, no, they have a right to use the bus. You need to move." Em, "No, my daughter and I are staying. You can't make me." Bus driver, "Yes, I can. You can either move seats now or you can leave." Quote, me, "If it's really a bother I can take the next bus." I'm very non-confrontational. I would have been late to the doctor's appointment, but I don't like bothering people. Bus driver, to me, "No, but you can take this one." MC, the cripple even says she doesn't need it. Bus driver, to M, "You can either move seats or wait here until police arrive." Quote, M, "You can't make my daughter and I move. This is harassment." Quote, at this point, the bus driver began to call someone. I'm unsure if it was actual police or what, but the M ended up moving 2 seats over. thankfully, and I got secured in the seat. She spent the rest of the time glaring at me. But honestly, I don't mind. There are some complete assholes like the but there are also great people like the bus driver. When I was getting off, he apologized for M's actions, even though obviously they weren't his fault. In the end, I got to the doctor's appointment on time, so all was well. I just hope the woman's daughter learns not to be Ann Beeps somehow. M leaves her kid in my garden, then storms out after I tell her off. This happened about an hour ago and I'm still irritated about it. I'm a single mother to 3 kids. D is 5, S1 is 4 and S2 is almost 2. My eldest 2 were heartbroken when they learned that we couldn't visit our local park because of the current pandemic. Nasty germs, as they call it. So to entertain them, I bought quite a few new things for them to play with. My family have also contributed to this, including buying and setting up a Wendy house and moving a large plastic climbing frame with 2 attached slides from my uncle's house to here. I'm very grateful for everything they've done. My kids love playing outside and I'm lucky to have a lot of garden space. I understand that not everyone has a lot of space in their gardens. But we also live in a rural area, so there's a lot of land to explore, including walking trails, a lake and mountains. You can see everything kid-related from the street. My garden isn't level over one side, so I put everything on that side instead. Onto the story. SK, sweet kid, about 7M, entitled mother, late 30s, early 40s. S2 had just gone down for his nap when D and S1 asked if they could go out to play in the garden. I said okay, unlocked the door for them, locked the front gate, just a simple metal clasp to join it together so the kids can't open it, and then headed back in to start tidying up. I went upstairs to put some clothes away and heard the gate close. I thought that it might be my stepfather dropping off some treats for the kids, so imagine my surprise when I walked out the front door and saw a child instead. D is very good with fiddly things like the clasp on the gate, but she can't open it. So I assume that M opened it, let SK in, then closed it again. Me, oh, hi there. What are you doing here? SK, hi, my mom said that I could come in to play. Can I? Me, surprised and confused to say the least. Where is your mom now? I'm sorry honey, but I don't think I know you. What's your name? SK, my name is SK. My mom said she'd be back soon. Me, she left you here? SK, yeah, can I go and play now? Me, feeling bad for the kid. Okay, but I'll have to ask you to clean your hands first. Do you know about the nasty germs? She nods. Okay, good. I'll go and get some things and then we'll sort you out. I go inside to get my hand gel, help SK clean her hands and then walk with her to the back of the garden. Me, D, S1, this is SK. She's going to be here for a little bit. How about we do some drawings with chalk? The kids all say yes. So I draw some lines between them all and tell them that it's their drawing space to give them some room to socially distance. I keep an eye on them but also turn to check the street every so often. I was busy helping S1 get a stone out of his sandal when I heard the gate close again. SK, time to go. Me, oh hi, you must be SK's ma'am. Can I have a word, please? I gesture a little way away from the kids. No, we have to go now. I have to get back home to let my dog out. Me, well, I'd like an explanation before you leave. Why did you just leave SK in my garden? Why didn't you at least knock on the door and ask? I needed to go to the shop and didn't want to take her with me. Normally I'd let her play in the park, but it's closed. So when I saw your garden I thought it was a great idea. I'm sure you understand how stressful it is to be a mom during this time. Me, I do. But I also understand how irresponsible it is to leave your child with a stranger while you go elsewhere. The things in this garden belong to me and my kids, not to anyone who happens to be walking past. You're not a stranger. I've seen you on the school run and knew you lived here. Me. I didn't recognize SK. And I didn't recognize you either. Knowing someone from the school doesn't instantly mean you can just leave them with that person. Why are you making such a stink about this? It's done now anyway. Me. I'm making it stink about this because you left your child here with a stranger that you didn't know. If she'd have been here any longer, I'd have rang the police. Why would you have gone that far over this? You're a beep selfish bitch. Keeping the gate locked when other kids could be making use of the stuff here. Me. Are you seriously that beep stupid? You left your child here. If my youngest wasn't napping, I'd have asked SK where she lived and taken her back to your house. I'd have quite happily waited outside to give you a bollocking then. 2. What kind of parent leaves their child with a stranger while they pop to the shop? Next time, don't leave your child in a stranger's garden and you won't have any problems if you drop SK here again. I will ring the police. What if I didn't actually live here? What if something happened to her? Come on SK, we're leaving. I'm not going to stand here and listen to a child tell me how to parent. I'm 23, so yes, a young parent. Me. Well, clearly this child can parent better than you can. Get the beep out of my garden. Now. Glares at me, grabs SK by the arm and starts storming off. SK looks sad and waves at me. I wave back with an apologetic look on my face. I feel so sorry for her. After she left, D strides up to me with her arms folded over her chest. She's smiling. So I know it isn't something serious. Me. What's wrong, D? D. You said naughty words. Me. Chuckling. Sorry baby. Mammy'll put some money in the naughty word pot. The naughty word pot money goes towards sweets for them if we go to the shop. Yes. All together. No child endangerment here. And that's it. I'm hoping I don't see much of them when school eventually starts back up. But I'd be happy to see SK again. She and D played very nicely together and I could see the potential for friendship there. Too long didn't read. Leaves her child in my garden. My daughter potentially makes a new friend. Comes back and flies off the handle with me when I tell her off. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Reddit content.